Okay, so got to clear all this off the screen for our recording this morning and view full screen. Okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga for Aging Strong. Today I had some requests on releasing tight neck and shoulder muscles. And then also Linda reached out to me after traveling back from Wisconsin, and we are going to be working on these muscles that run down the sides of the spine. They're called the erector spinae, and we'll be loosening those up a little bit through mostly some twists and also side bending as well. So I have a yoga strap. I have 2 blocks for end of class, a little restorative pose. I'm going to set those off to the side for now. And then if you have access to a wall, I want you to come up to a wall, or you can use your chair for this. And we're just going to put our hands up on the wall, maybe a little higher than your shoulders. Walk your feet back a little bit. And then just find a nice stretch here. It's almost like a downward dog. And then I want you to bring your awareness to your breathing. And each time you breathe in, I want you to try to separate your shoulder blades to the right and left. So inhale, expand your shoulder blades out. And then exhale. Boy, when you get that, it is such an amazing feeling right through the upper back area. So we'll expand on the inhale. And then funnel in on the exhale. And just breathe at your own pace here. Allow this opening position to be a little bit of beginning of class grounding and meditation. Try to clear your mind of any obligations that you have for today so you're fully present in class today. Not just your body, but your mind and your emotions and your heart. So let's take the left hand and we'll walk it over to where the right hand is. And then open up the left side of your rib cage and take a couple of breaths there in the side of your ribs. Good. Now take your left hand off the wall and reach it through to the right. So you're just doing a little twist. Looking under the right armpit, 2 breaths. And then the left hand goes back up to the wall in that wide start position. Then walk your right hand over towards your left hand and then push out into your right side ribs and armpit. 2 breaths. And then take your right hand off the wall, twist and reach under, look under your left armpit. 2 breaths. And both hands back onto the wall. 2 more breaths here. Expand the shoulder blades apart as you breathe in. Great. Let's walk forward. Put your right arm on the wall. Make sure your hand is a little bit below the level of your shoulder and turn to the side. And then let's take the left hand and just gently bring it behind your back. Now, I don't want you to really push this one hard. This is gentle. So if you're feeling too much strain, walk your feet around so that your chest is a little closer to the wall. Now let's look way over your left shoulder. Ooh, what did that do to the stretch? Excellent. All right, come back to the wall with your chest. Take your left hand on the wall. Start to walk and turn yourself to the side. Other hand goes behind your back. Try not to shrug up your shoulder blades. And then slowly turn your head to the right. Just a nice, gentle breath flow. No particular destination of the breath. Great. Let's step back into the center and then shake those arms out. Come on onto your mat. Have your yoga strap and just place it just right around the back of your neck so that it's ready for us when we need it. And we'll start in mountain. And you can choose how close you'd like your feet, either tight together or slightly separated, or a little wider for a nice strong base of support. And then we'll roll the shoulders forward, up, and back, stop. Then roll them up, forward, and down, stop. So we're going forward, up, and back, pausing, and then reversing. 2 more. And 1 more. Now add this to chair pose. So bring the shoulders up, back, and bend your knees. Your arms are behind you a little bit. And then as you stand up, we'll go up and down. So the shoulders shrug as you stand and they depress as you sink into the legs. So I want you to feel comfortable just staying with a shoulder roll today if you have any pain in your shoulders. Next option, place your hands on your shoulders. We're going to circle up, back, and behind you. Sink into chair, up, and forward. So the joint we're focusing on definitely is the shoulder joint. But we've got a short lever position here with our arms so we don't have as much strain and load on that joint. Last option is a full arm circle. Up, back, and around behind you. Up and forward. Now you can make this any size. Maybe this is your up, back, and around size right now. And then you gently find a little bit more range as you test out the shoulders and see what they can manage today for flexibility and mobility. Now our final option is to use our yoga strap, and I want you to take it really wide. In fact, it can even be loose right at the beginning. And then we're going to take it up and back. Now you're going to know right away if this isn't okay for you. And then I want you to stop and don't use the strap. Take it at your own pace for about 4 more. And we inhale as we're standing, and we exhale into chair. Three more. Feel your legs warming up, using your quads and glutes, a little stretch at the ankle. You can decide how deep you'd like to go into chair, but keep the chest up. Try not to bend over at the waist. And one more. And then just stand up. Good. Place the yoga strap again around your neck. Just check in, see how the shoulders are feeling. We're going to take the right arm out to the side and in front of your forehead, and then side stretch over to the left. And come up. Then let that arm lift and circle down. The left arm comes up. We place the back of the hand at the forehead. Side bend. And down. If the forehead feels okay, then we'll place the hand at the side of the head and slightly push your head into your hand and side bend. So you're giving your neck some tension. It's not a lot, just kind of subtle. So flex your wrist, push like you're squeezing a sponge right between your hand and your head. Let's do one more on each side like that. Create some resistance. Side stretch. A little bit of neck strengthening here. Now, if you have the mobility, the last one is we bring the hand up and behind the head, and you're pressing your hand into your head and your head back into your hand, and side stretch. Good. That's only if you have a comfortable mobility to do this, to reach behind your head. Great. We have one more on the left arm. Engage the muscle of the arm and the neck and side stretch. And relax. Take a little baby step forward with your left foot, back with your right into a small short stance warrior one. Now, a couple weeks ago, we worked on this posterior pelvic tilt. So what I want you to do is tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your right glute, and feel your hip flexor elongating. Bring the right hand up, and you can either go in front, side, or behind your head. You choose here. Take your left hand, bring it behind your back like we did when we were on the wall, and we will side stretch over. And come up, release the bottom arm, release the top arm. Switch your feet. Step forward, step back. Little bit of a turn out with that back leg. We reach. You can go forward, side, or behind. And side stretch. So I am activating my arm muscles and my neck muscles by pushing my hand into my head into my hand. And come up. Release bottom arm, release top arm. Switch your feet. So you can do that one again or use your yoga straps. We'll take it in the right hand. Bring that hand. And again, you can go in front of your face if you want to, or to the side, or behind for cow face arms. Find that yoga strap, walk your hands together, lengthen tall, side stretch. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight, little bit of a turnout in that back foot, core is engaged. Good, and come up, release the bottom arm first carefully. Top arm, switch your feet. Find a good strong stance. Last one on this left side. Any of those options. Side stretch. Feel the core working here. A little bit of a stretch through the QL. Now, I didn't remind you of the posterior tilt on the other side. I should have, but hopefully you've got the posterior pelvic tilt. You're tightening your left glute. Now we are, Lisa. Me too. And come up, bottom arm relaxes, top arm relaxes. Great, and step in. Set your yoga strap off to the side. Option for light weights. So I've got my 3s here. Standing again in that mountain position. We're going to bring the weights to the chest. Sink into chair. Then as you come up, open your arms and pull your shoulder blades back. Now notice the position of my elbows. I don't have my arms way up here. They're pressed down and coming back. Come together and open out. 2 more. And without weights is just fine. This just gives you a little bit more load into your shoulders. So it's up to you if you'd like that little challenge today. Now bring it right back to the center. Pick up your left heel. We're going to sink down into chair, mostly using your right leg. And then open out. So I want you to really start to take weight out of your left foot. Three more for a total of 5. Two more. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Open up the chest one more time. Just hands together. Drop that left heel. Lift the right heel. So more of your body weight is into your left leg. And then we'll sit and open. 5. Working that left leg. Using the right leg like a kickstand for balance. Strengthening the upper back, stretching through the front of the chest. 2 more. Nice job, everybody. Last one. Just bring the hands together. Drop the heels. Now you may need to hold on to your chair for balance with this one. What we're going to do is sink into chair and hold. Then one at a time, lift the right heel up, set it down, and lift the left. So if you want to use your chair, you'll just place your fingertips on your chair or your wall here. Now lift the right heel and then lift the right foot. Set it back down and drop the heel. Lift the left heel, lift the left foot. Set it down. 2 more on each side. Heel comes up first, foot comes up. Stay low into your chair. One more on each side. Right heel up, right foot up. Then left heel, left foot. Then hold your chair and see if you can bring both heels off the floor any amount. Two more breaths. Whoop. Fell out of it. One more breath. Heels drop, and we stand up. Great job. Let's set the weights down. Now we did that nice stretch up against the wall. If you'd rather not come down onto your knees, I want you to go back to the wall or to the chair. Otherwise, we've got maybe a little padding for your knees, and I'd like you to find a child's pose. So if coming down onto your knees doesn't feel great today, you've got the wall, you've got the chair, and let's come into extended child's. So this should feel similar to what we did on the wall at the very beginning of class. Stretching and opening up the lats. If your forehead doesn't touch the floor, maybe place your block underneath it or a little blanket or pillow so you can relax your head and it's not floating in space. Now, I want you to find that breathing right between your shoulder blades, just like we did against the walls. So expand your shoulder blades as you inhale. And then collapse down. One more breath, expand. And funnel in. Now walk your left hand towards your right. And then we're going to push out the left rib cage. 2 breaths there, just like we did on the wall. Nice job. Come back to the center. And walk the right hand over to the left side and press out into the right rib cage. 2 breaths. Walk it back to the middle. Now we'll do a twist just like we did on the wall. So if you're up against the wall, just take your left hand and reach it through. If you're here on your knees, bring that shoulder down so you're in thread the needle. And you're looking under the right armpit. Relaxing the shoulders. Now you can stay in this stretched out child's pose if you're on the floor, or you can take the right hand and reach it behind the back and try to find your hip crease with your fingers. Great. Okay, let's reach it back out and come up. Now the right hand's going to reach through to twist. And if you're on the floor, set your shoulder down, thread the needle. Option to wrap your left hand behind your back, feeding your fingers into your right hip crease. And then we'll press back up. One more extended child's pose, or extend that position on the wall or your chair. And then either using the chair, the wall, or the floor, I'm going to come into a downward dog. Just nice and slowly begin to tuck the toes underneath and try to press those heels down toward the earth. Using the wall and the chair is a little bit kinder on the shoulders. There's not as much body weight. But what I want to be sure that you're doing is pressing back off your hands. So we don't want to see a down dog with our shoulders over our wrists like this. That's a lot of pressure on the wrists. So we push away, try to bring the ears between the biceps. 2 more breaths in your down dog. Knees can be bent, lifting the sitting bones high. Now, if you're standing and you want to stay standing up, go ahead and do that with your hands on the chair, and we'll bring the right foot forward. If you're down on the mat, you can drop your left knee to the floor. So you're either here on the mat or you're here on the chair, using that for support. And then let's lift the right arm up and we'll twist open to the right. Reach and try to pull that shoulder back. Inhale and exhale, 3 breaths here. Slightly engage that left glute to open up the left hip flexor. Good, and then lower that hand down. We'll straighten out the front leg. So if you're on the floor, you're here in a hamstring stretch. If you're standing up using your chair, you can be here in pyramid with that front leg straight. You can even bend the back knee a little bit too in the standing position. Our goal is to stretch the hamstring. You can pull your toes up and really lengthen here. And truly, there's nothing special about being able to come down onto the floor versus the chair. It's just you getting a good stretch. And if you have painful knees, do it standing up. You're going to get a little bit better result from the stretch. Okay, now I want you to come back to your down dog. So if you're using the chair, I'm going to take it here. If you're using the mat, step that foot back again into your down dog. And then let's bring the left foot forward. I always need to give it a little help here. Option to drop the right knee down onto the mat or standing up using your chair. Keep the right hand down. Twist open to the left. Now try to really breathe into the back side of your spine, down each side of the spine. Lower that left hand down, coming out of the twist, and we'll start to straighten the front leg. either down on the mat or using your chair. And for me, every day is different in terms of what I can tolerate putting my knee down onto the mat. Both the knee replacement side and the side that needs the knee replacement can be very, very different from any given day. A couple more breaths here as we stretch. And then one last time for your down dog, either using the chair or down onto your mat. Then walk either feet to hands or hands to feet. Take a little forward fold for a moment, clasping your elbows, ragdoll pose. I just want you to sway a little side to side and let go of any tension in the erector spinae muscles, those muscles that run on either side of the backbone. So their primary function is spinal extension. So to stretch them, we come into spinal flexion. All right, let's reset our spine as we roll up one bone at a time. And check in once you come fully elongated. Couple deep breaths. Now let's take a light weight. And again, it's an option. I'm using my 3. I guess I have it over here at the chair. So what we're going to do is put that weight in your right hand. Step your right foot forward and bring your left hand to your chair. So you're in bird dog, standing bird dog, or spinal balance. And then just let your right arm hang. And I want you to let gravity kind of pull that arm down towards the floor. And you're going to make a circle about the size of a dinner plate. Activate that back leg so you're in a good bird dog here. Now circle the other way. It's about 10 or 12 times. Let gravity pull the arm down. Good, all right. Place that left foot down. Draw yourself up. Switch the weight to your left hand. Step your left foot forward, right hand on the chair. Right leg back. Find a nice, strong, solid bird dog. And then let gravity pull that arm down. And then start your small dinner plate size circle. And reverse. Activate the back leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower the right leg. Stand up. Switch the weight to the right hand. Right foot in front, left foot back. Left hand on the chair, standing bird dog. Going to take a straight arm back next to the side of the body. Then control and lower it down and take a straight arm to the side, or maybe a slight bend in your elbow. So one goes behind, one goes to the side. Now I want you to feel comfortable, a pain-free range of motion. So if those two planes of movement don't feel great for you, then I want you to do something a little different. You can maybe bend your elbow and pull it up, or you can go back to the circles. Check the alignment of your cervical spine, your head. 2 more breaths. Great. Lower the left leg. Stand up. I don't know about you, but I felt a lot of the right glute, that stability there, really working on that standing leg. Okay, left hand has the weight. Left foot is in front, right leg back, right hand on the chair. We'll take the straight arm back behind us. So it's working the posterior shoulder and the tricep. And then the arm goes to the side, or any other plane of movement, or back to your circles. Draw your core in and up. Brace the lower belly, stabilizing your back. Two more breaths. Great, and lower that right leg down and rise up. Good, release the weight. Okay, either using your wall or your chair for balance here. We're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet and down. Lift and lower. Good, strong posture. Two more. And last one. Then with your right leg, we'll find tree pose. So I'm going to turn my knee out to the side. So it's looking like this. And fire the glute muscle back here to keep the knee rotated outward. Keep your fingertips on the chair gently, countertop, whatever you have. And let's lift up off the bottom heel or the left heel, raising up and down slowly. Up. A little bit more challenging with a single leg calf raise. Two more. One more. Lower the heel, but stay in tree. And see if you can lift one or both hands off the chair. And then release the arms down. Release the right foot back to the floor. Nicely done. Okay, tree pose with your left knee out. Contract your left glute to keep that knee open to the side. Use your chair for balance. Releve up onto the ball of the right foot, way up there. Use your calf muscle. Lift. We have 3 more for 5. Go slow both directions. Good job. One more. Then drop that heel down. Find your balance. Maybe let go of one or both hands. And release it down. Good. Both feet are back on the floor. Turn your toes out like ballet first position. And let's lift up and stay up there. So see if you can take one hand and maybe both off the chair. Or just a finger. And release it down. Ooh, very challenging. Okay, so now I want to really stretch the calves. Move my chair, my blanket out of the way. So you don't need the chair if you don't want to use it, but we're going to take a big step back with the right foot and push the heel down and try to straighten your leg as much as you can. Now, looking at your back foot, make sure it's not turned out, because if it's rotated out, you're not going to feel the stretch. Tighten this quadricep muscle. Really stretch the calf. So on the outside of the calf, the muscle we see is called the gastrocnemius. There's a muscle underneath the gastrocnemius called the soleus. So the way we stretch the soleus is we need to bend our knee. So I want you to take a little baby step forward with your back foot, just a little one, and then bend both knees. Oh my. So now you start to feel it lower down in to the low portion of your calf. The muscle that's underneath the gastroc is the soleus. Two more breaths. All right, as you start to stand up, you'll step onto the front leg and come into a standing pigeon. So I'm bringing my right ankle across my left thigh with the knee open. Now, the more we bend our chest forward and sink down into this, the deeper the stretch for the right hip. So I'm going to start to bend my standing leg, which strengthens that left leg, and then dropping the chest close to the thighs, standing pigeon. You can also turn around and sit in your chair and do this. Maybe we can try to let go of the chair. Let's see what happens. Two more breaths. And then press up. I don't know if I can come back up now. I might have to put my other foot on the floor. That left hip is still really weak and it did not want to come back up. Whew. Okay, let's just pause. Okay, we have 3 stretches. The left foot's going to step way back and push the heel to the floor with a straight leg to stretch the gastrocnemius. So just kind of notice where you're feeling that stretch. For me, it's up pretty high in the calf, just below the back of my knee is where I'm feeling it, and I'm slightly feeling it to the outside of that calf there. Slow, even breaths. Okay, let's get the soleus now. So we'll take a baby step forward with the back foot, just a little, and then bend both knees down. Now you're going to feel like your heel wants to lift off the floor in the back, so don't let your heel lift up. Keep pushing your heel down and notice where you feel the stretch now. It's much lower for me, almost to the Achilles tendon area. Keep your abs engaged as you breathe. And then we'll do our standing pigeon, or you can come around and sit in your chair for a seated one. We'll come up. Your front leg is your standing leg. We'll bring the left ankle to cross over the right thigh. Flex this ankle. And then start to bend the standing leg and bring your chest down. Opening up the glute, the deep external rotators, the piriformis. And maybe we can let go and add some balance. Try not to hold your breath. 3 more. All right, let's press up and all the way to stand, check in. Okay, we're going to prepare for our closing pose, which is a restorative heart opener. So what I have is a block for my head to go on and one that's going to be between my shoulder blades. And again, you can use maybe a couple of pillows to find this. If you don't have it, then you're just going to lay on your back. But what it's going to give us is the opportunity to lift our heart a little bit higher so we can open up our shoulders. Now I'm going to use my blanket just to kind of support my knees a little bit. So let's come onto our backs. Now there's a lot of different things you can do with your lower body. You can extend your legs out straight with a little bit of support under your knees. You can put your feet together and open out into butterfly. I think that's the one I'm going to try today. Do a little hip opener. And then getting into this position, you might have to do a couple little tries. You want this block to go right between your shoulder blades. So your heart is lifted, and then the other block is going to support your head. Okay, so my goal is to be here about 5 minutes. Now, maybe your body's not going to tolerate this position for 5 minutes. So give yourself an exit strategy. So for me, I feel like I can tolerate the shoulder stretch for 5 minutes, but I'm not sure about the hip opener. Now, where I want you to find your breath is right up into this upper chest area. And when you breathe in, expand your upper ribs, and that's going to help you find a little bit more stretch through your shoulders. So let's start from our toes. Whatever position your legs are in, bring your awareness to your toes. Maybe wiggle them around a little bit, and then just relax them. Bring your awareness to your feet. I can feel mine touching each other gently in my butterfly stretch. So just be aware of your feet and relax the muscles of your feet. Bring your awareness to your lower legs. I'm still feeling a little bit of that calf stretch, just the remnants of a warmth in the muscle as we were lengthening out the gastrocnemius and the soleus. And bring your awareness to your shins, the fronts of your lower legs. Then notice your knees. Do you have any sensation in your knees? Are they pretty calm and quiet, or do you have some tenderness, inflammation, swelling, soreness? Become aware of your upper legs. And we'll look at the four sides in our mind's eye, starting with the front of your thighs, the quadriceps, moving to the outside of your thighs into the IT band and the abductors, to the back of your thighs, the hamstrings, and to the insides of your thighs, those inner thighs, adductor muscles. Make sure everything feels heavy and relaxed. Bring your awareness to your pelvis and any muscles associated with your pelvis. The glutes on the back of the hips, medial glutes on the sides of the hips. Maybe noticing your pelvic floor muscles deep within the pelvis. And perhaps the low, low belly. And then we'll make our way up our spine, starting with the tailbone, the coccyx, then to the fused vertebra of your sacrum. You should feel that pressing into the floor. Then to the lumbar spine, starting with that lowest vertebrae, L5, moving up to L4, L3, L2, and L1. Then moving up to the thoracic spine. The lowest thoracic vertebrae is L12, 11, 10, 9. With each of these, relax deeper. 8, 7. We're at about the middle of our shoulder blades. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then moving lastly to the cervical spine, the bones in our neck, starting with the lowest bone, C7, 6, 5. The bones get smaller and more delicate. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the bones that support the head are the axis that turns the head and the atlas that holds the head stable. Let your head feel heavy, the muscles of your face relaxed. Then notice your shoulders as they're stretching here. And let your awareness start to travel down your arms to the biceps and triceps, the muscles of the upper arm. then to your elbows, then to the lower arms, the forearms. There's two bones there, the radius and the ulna. And then lastly, bring your awareness to your hands. And it's with your hands and fingers that we'll start to come out of our relaxation pose. So begin to move your hands, move your fingers, maybe opening and closing a fist. And start to pull your arms up off the floor, wrapping them around the front of your body. And then with the other arm on top. And then from here, you decide how to come out of your position. So I'm going to begin to close my knees together and extend my legs and use my arms to help propel myself up to a seated position. Once you come up, I want you to round over your legs. You can be in cross-leg pose, you can be in butterfly, you can be in forward fold. And then we'll close our practice together in an Anjali Mudra, bringing the palms of our hands at our heart center. This mudra or sign signifies gratitude, and I am so grateful for the LisaBug community, having you all in my life. And that gratitude that resides within my heart honors the gratitude in the hearts of each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here this morning. I will get Jitsi turned off, and then as soon as I do that, my screen's going to go blank. It's been doing that lately. So those of you that are staying for the chat, it'll take me about 30 seconds to run back into the other room to jump on with you. So hang in there. Take your time getting off the floor, and I'll be there in just a second.